It's over 100 degrees in Houston, Texas today, but the hot story is the Yankee kids are playing. Jason Dominguez will make his Major League debut, as will the catcher, Austin Wells. Today, for the Yankees, the future is the present, and it is time for baseball. As Prime presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the Astros in the first of three from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with David Cohn, I'm Michael Kay. Bottom five batters in the Yankee order, all kids. The Yankees are watching them. They're evaluating them, especially Jason Dominguez. He's 20 years old. He's a switch hitter. The Martian has landed in Space City.
Yeah, they've been talking about this day for a long time. Really, when he first signed at 16 years old, he was so highly touted, a five-tool switch hitter. Going to play center field for the Yankees. Well, he has done his job on up the ladder in Double-A and then a short stint in Triple-A. He has really performed, not only with the bat and power from both sides of the plate, but controlling the strike zone. Most scouts think he's way ahead of the game in terms of walk to strikeout rate, and that's the thing that gets most evaluators excited about Jason Dominguez.
Let's learn more about him. David mentioned they signed him at 16, 20 years old now, switch hitter, throws right-handed. He'll be in center field in starting lineup, the number 2 ranked prospect in the Yankee organization this year. So let's take a look at the pitching matchup and who these kids have to face. First on the Yankee side, Carlos Rodon's going to get the start. The numbers this year, but Rodon historically has really pitched well against the Astros. And these kids have to face a future Hall of Famer in Justin Verlander. And Verlander, since being traded from the Mets, has pitched very well.
Yes, he has. And nobody thought that he'd be back with the Astros at this point in the season. It seemed like when he signed with the Mets in the offseason, that was going to be long gone Houston days, but now he is right back in time, and he is healthy again. Started out the year with the Mets on the IL, but no more. As the fastball's back, the slider's back, and the motivation's back as he's an Astro once again.
All right, so with the Astros, 4-1, 2.79, a strikeout per inning. Opponents hitting .252 against him. So this is all about the kids. It will be for the rest of the season as well. We see Dominguez and Wells. We hear from them. And Yankee manager Aaron Boone with Meredith Marakovitz when we return right here on Prime.
Minute Maid Park for Yankees baseball on Prime. Game 1 of the 3-game series between the Yankees and the Astros coming your way in just a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. It should be an exciting night in Yankee land. As Michael noted, the Yankees have an infusion of youth in their lineup tonight, with both Austin Wells and Jason Dominguez making their major league debuts. Earlier, Aaron Boone spoke about the excitement of seeing what these guys can do.
It's exciting. Exciting them getting into Houston last night, and I think everyone's excited for them, and excited to see them go play. Talented guys earned this opportunity, and looking forward to watching them go, spread their wings and continue to develop, and hopefully, we'll see some good things.
It's a surreal feeling being here, and facing a very good team in the Astros. It's kind of what you want as your first taste of the big leagues, so I'm excited.
It's going to be just taking the field, running on the field with the uniform. I think that's going to be what I've been looking for, for a long time. It was always my dream to make it to the big leagues, and looking back at my early beginnings, where I come from, and finally here, I think that's what I'm looking forward to.
While there will undoubtedly be some nerves, there will also be a ton of excitement as we get a good look at the Yankees' future. We're inching closer to first pitch. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by David Cohn, Yankees, Astros, after the break.
Their motto has been, let the kids play. Well, the New York Yankees are taking it literally. They are letting the kids play, and they will play for most of the rest of the season. Anthony Volpe has already established himself, and a big hug to his buddy Austin Wells. They came up together. They know each other very, very well. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup as the Astros take the field. LeMahieu, Judge, and Volpe up top. Stanton, Dominguez, Major League debut, and Canafalefa in the middle. Another Major League debut, Austin Wells will catch. Everson Pereira in left field, and Oswald Peraza at second base. And they've got their work cut out for them, because on the mound for the Astros is Justin Verlander.
You can see Mr. Verlander towing the slab down here in Houston. It'll be his 22nd start on the year. The numbers have rounded into classic Verlander form. Strikeouts a little bit down, walks a little bit up, but since he's become an Astro again, they've been pretty good. And a little more in our pitcher scouting report for Justin Verlander. 40 is fine. He's 40 years old. He still looks good. Fastball velocity is right in line to what it's been in previous years. His slider's been really good this year as well, that fastball slider combo. And really the thing about Verlander is early in the game, get him early. 13 earned runs given up in 21 first innings this year. So try to get him early, because once he settles in, as most veteran pitchers, he gets tougher.
Now let's take a look at the Fidelity Astros defense. Alvarez in left, Myers in center, Kyle Tucker over in right. In the infield, Bregman, Pena, Altuve, and Abreu, that's third to first. Diaz is the DH, and Maldonado, the defensive specialist, is behind the plate catching the veteran Verlander. It's a great stat about the Yankee kids. So you have Dominguez, Pereira, Peraza, and Volpe in the same lineup. That's the first time the Yankees have 4 players 23 or younger start in the same game since September 18th of 1969 against the Washington Senators. At that time, it was Ron Blomberg, 21. Frank Tepedino was 21. Thurman Munson was 22, and Bobby Mercer was 23.
Wow, that is something.
And 3 of those guys became really, really good players. So LeMahieu's ready. Verlander is ready, and let's do it here in Houston. And the first pitch is a strike. We're underway. Nick Lentz is the home plate umpire. Paul Clemens at first. Jeremy Rehat at second. Chad Fairchild is at third. High fly ball, deep right field. Tucker back, track, wall, see ya! Just like that. 1-0 Yankees.
Not the first time DJ LeMahieu has hit a home run off of this right field wall down here in Houston. Had a pretty famous one in the postseason a few years ago. And before Verlander settles in, he's down 1-0.
Showing the kids how it's done. Here's Aaron Judge. 0-1. 14th home run for LeMahieu. Since the All-Star break, much more like vintage LeMahieu. There's a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Judge. And the pitch. Grounded to third. Nice pick there by Bregman to get Judge for the first out.
Fastball up and out over the plate, almost 94 miles an hour. And DJ just laces it and drills it to right field. By the time it lands, it's about 357 feet away. And 1 run on the scoreboard.
So here's Anthony Volpe batting third. Gleyber Torres has been red hot in the original lineup and then was scratched. He was supposed to be batting third. And we're hearing that it could be a lower back issue where it's a little bit tight. So they scratched him out of caution. Count 1-1. Volpe with a dramatic 3-run home run in the 9th inning against the Tigers yesterday. Tied the game, but the Yankees ended up losing in extra innings. Grounded shortly and backhanded nicely by Bregman, the long throw. And he took an extra base hit away from Volpe.
Bregman's always been good at third. He actually was a shortstop when he was drafted. Easily could play shortstop, which makes him even better at third, in my opinion. 2 excellent plays this first inning.
Now, Volpe grew up a Yankee fan, but his favorite individual player was Bregman. I'm sure he doesn't enjoy him that much right now. Here's Giancarlo Stanton. Foul back to the screen, 0-1. On deck is Jason Dominguez. "20 years old, about to take his first big league at bat. Family is here."
That never gets old. The shots of the families in the stands, the emotion on mom and dad's face, the tension is palpable.
The 2-1. 2-2 on Stanton.
This is Justin Verlander's 504th career start in the big leagues. That's a lot. Well over 3,000 innings pitched.
Popped up, foul ball into the seats on the third base side. And the veteran righty deals. Foul back. Yesterday was the 6-year anniversary of the first trade to Houston for Verlander, and that kick-started the Astros run. This is his 6th start since the trade from the Mets. And his final start as a Met, July 30th, that was his 250th career win. And he has talked openly about wanting to get to 300. He could be the final player ever to get there. 3-2. And a walk to Stanton, and that allows us to get a look at Jason Dominguez, 20 years old. Yankees signed him as a 16-year-old for $5.1 million. And here he is in the big leagues at the age of 20. 20 years old, 206 days. He's the youngest Yankee since Jose Rio, 19 years and 54 days in 1984. And there's a strike. He was called up to AAA on August 22nd in 9 games at .419. Yankees said, "Get on up here. Play for us." Driven out to left field and deep. Going back, Alvarez turning, looking. Welcome to the big league. See ya. A home run for Dominguez in his first big league at bat.
First swing, much less first at bat.
Well, that's a wow moment.
No silent treatment on that one.
Falefa lofts one to center field. Myers there and puts it away. But the Martian has landed here in Houston. And Houston has a problem as Dominguez goes the other way and takes it into the Crawford boxes. The family watching, hoping, praying, and now they celebrate as they see the ball disappear into forever.
160 feet away. First swing in the big leagues.
Dad Felix, his mom Dorca, the rest of his family, and they are just ecstatic. Incredible. Just incredible. They will remember that moment for the rest of their days. And the hope is that it's the beginning of a long big league career. There's Altuve against Rodon. Grounded foul outside of third. So how did the captain react? He liked it. Just a wonderful moment. 0-2.
Kind of a different role for Aaron Judge now with these kids here.
Remember, Judge did it the same way. His first at bat, he hit a home run. So he knows that feeling. You know, if you take a look at Dominguez right now, he's still kind of smiling. He's fighting the urge to just break into a grin.
Floating on air right now.
First Yankee to do that since Austin and Judge back in the same inning back-to-back in 2016.
Remember it well. Joe Torre was in the booth with us doing that game.
So battle against Rodon, still 1-2. Ground ball, second base. Peraza makes the play. One away. Let's take a look at the Astros lineup. We just saw Altuve. Now it's Bregman, then Alvarez. Middle third, Tucker, Abreu, and Diaz. Bottom third, Pena, Myers, and Maldonado. And they're facing the Yankee left-hander, Carlos Rodon.
See, on the season, this will just be his 9th start. 10 home runs already given up. Let's take a look at the Indeed scouting report for Carlos Rodon. And it's always with the fastball watch. You know, those 10 home runs he's given up, 8 of them have been on the fastball. He's got that swing and miss slider. And for the rest of the year, it's really show and tell for him. It's like get back on track, show the Yankees and your teammates what you're really all about. This guy was devastating last year with the Giants. True power lefty.
Popped up. Who's going to get it? Last moment is LeMahieu. As IKF kind of veered off, it was his play, but 2 outs nonetheless. You've got Pereira in left, Dominguez in center, Judge over in right infield. Kiner-Falefa, Volpe, Peraza, and LeMahieu third to first, and Austin Wells behind the plate with Stanton as the DH. So 2 down, and that brings up Alvarez. And in the second inning, we'll get to see Austin Wells make his major league debut at bat. Right now he's behind the plate catching Rodon. 1-1. And that's where the kids are located in the Yankee defensive schematic. As Alvarez cannot get out of the way of a breaking ball with no bite.
I think this is more of the Rodon curveball. You can see it kind of comes out of his hand like hitting a golf ball fat. You know, when you release it late, that's kind of what happens. You can't get your release out in front. And
here's Kyle Tucker. What a season he's having. It almost seems like his numbers don't get the attention that they warrant. He's such a quietly excellent player. Cleanup hitter for the Astros. One to know.
he's an all-around ball player, Michael. You are right. Tucker plays good defense, runs the bases really well, and just a tough out. A left-handed stick.
Two 2-0 on Tucker. Now, Rodon has made 3 starts here against the Astros at Minute Maid, and he sports a 1.86 ERA. And his career against the Astros, 2.39 ERA, and that includes the game he pitched at Yankee Stadium where he lasted just 2 2/3 innings. 3-0. Strike, taking all the way, 3-1. You know, Dominguez, David, at 20 years, 206 days old, is the youngest Yankee to homer in his first Major League game in the illustrious history of the Yankees, going back to 1903, the youngest ever to homer in his first big league game.
Kind of letting that sink in for a minute there, Michael. Youngest ever.
He's the youngest Yankee to make his Major League debut since Stan Javier, 20 years and 97 days on April 15th, 1984. Swing and a miss as Tucker strikes out to end the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left. Austin Wells getting ready for his first big league at bat. Two-run home run by Jason Dominguez, his first major league swing, and now he's kind of challenged Austin Wells, beat that at 3 levels in the minors, 96 games, 240, 17 homers, and 72 runs batted in. Mom and dad, Greg and Michelle, on hand to watch. 24 years old, first-round pick for the Yankees in 2020 out of the University of Arizona, the 28th pick overall. Wells takes low 1-0. Dubon has replaced Altuve at second base. Obviously an injury situation.
Altuve looked like he fouled the ball off his foot that first at bat.
Now Wells missed the first few weeks of the season with a broken rib, but he's had a solid season in the minors through 3 levels. 17 homers, 72 ribbies, 775 OPS. Called up to AAA on July 21st. And he hit .254 with 5 homers and an .802 OPS in 33 games. His biggest contribution to the Yankees so far was a little film session with his buddy Anthony Volpe. Told him to close the stance a little bit. That was over a chicken parm dinner. And Volpe's been a different hitter.
Verlander pitching him tough. Throwing everything at him. Tried a little changeup there, fading away.
Big, strong left-handed batter against the veteran righty. Checks the swing and the count 3-2.
Good eye. Good pitch, good take.
And the payoff. You know, you talk to scouts, and there doesn't seem to be much debate that Wells could hit the big leagues. He's got a swing for Yankee Stadium. Whether or not he's good enough as a catcher at this point, that's something that's going to be answered over this month. 3-2. Line drive. It's a base hit for his first major league hit in his first at bat. Austin Wells with a single. Mom and dad are elated. What a great night so far for the Yankee kids.
It's a high quality at bat there too for your first one. Controlled the strike zone, did not chase. Verlander pitched him tough. Another slider on 3-2. This time Wells is all over it.
There's Pereira. I mean, when Wells and Dominguez put their head on their bed tonight, they got a hit in their first at bat against one of the great pitchers of all time. Mom and dad realize it.
Yeah, there's brand names, and then there's Hall of Famer brand names, and it doesn't get any better than putting Justin Verlander in your book.
Two and one.
Impressive approach. Really, I emphasize this again, a really high quality at bat from Wells in his first try in the big leagues.
Look at the smile on Volpe's face. He's lived these moments already. And he and Wells are particularly close. Came up through the system together. And Wells, when he was in Somerset, he was staying with Volpe's parents. So it was like a brother to him. Grounded to third. There's one. And he dropped the ball as he was making the transfer, although Pereira was flying down the line. Yankees are going to look to see if they challenge, so Wells just hanging.
Like that was on the transfer, and generally speaking, trying to be quick and get it out. He had control of it.
Chop the third, it's a fair ball. And Peraza gunned down by Bregman. Moving to second is Pereira. All right, David, let's take a look at the keys to the game presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Well, the first hit watch is already underway, and both of them got it out of the way, and that's impressive. A homer and a single, and the power pitching on both sides. Verlander hasn't quite shown up yet, and we talked about him struggling early in the games. The Yankees have gotten him early, but Rodon looks pretty good so far, and then obviously the bigger picture, you got a repeat on one side and a retool on the other side.
LeMahieu started this off with a home run to open up the ball game to right field, his 14th of the year. Getting his numbers more up to the respectability that he and the Yankees expect. Fly ball right field, Tucker toward the line. He has plenty of room. He'll put it away for the final out, and that'll do it. But another kid with his first hit in his first big league at bat. Dominguez and Wells, and the Yankees lead 3-0. Brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture was submitted by Nicole. Her mom, Donna, taught her everything about being a Yankees fan. Passing it down, I love it. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Post your picture to social media to reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game. All right, we go to the bottom of the second inning. It is 3-0 Yankees. Got a couple of firsts out of the way. Now the Yankees try to win the game. All right, so another Dominguez note. Players in Yankee history that have hit a home run at 20 years, 206 days or younger. Dominguez, Bobby Mercer in 1965, Ross Mochijo the same year, 1965. Mickey Mantle did it 15 times before that age, and Lou Gehrig did it in 1923.
$15 times for Mickey? Wow.
Now, Meredith, you spoke to both of the kids before the game.
It's funny, I asked Jason Dominguez what his expectations were for this evening, and he said he just wanted to have a solid game and help the team win. Well, so far, so good on that one. But I have to tell you, when he was down on the warning track, taking batting practice out in center field, he seemed comfortable. He did not seem like a 20-year-old here for the first time. And everyone I've spoken to about Dominguez, the word they use is unfazed. He doesn't seem to be fazed by anything out there. No situation is too big for him. And I asked him about that. How are you able to play so relaxed all the time? And he simply said, I believe in my preparation and the work I do before I get to the field, and I believe it's going to carry over into the game and allow me to have success. So certainly an exciting prospect for the Yankees, just 20 years old. As far as Austin Wells is concerned, David, you had made the comment about the defensive side of things with Austin Wells, and I spoke to Yankees catching instructor Tanner Swanson about him and asked him what areas they've seen improvement this year in the minors, and he said really all the way around he is just a better catcher right now, starting with blocking. They believe that has improved dramatically. And also one thing that they worked a lot on over the last 2 years is arm strength, getting the ball down to second base. He's gained about 5 miles an hour on his throw down to second, using weighted balls, doing a program, trying to get stronger in that regard. And they feel like he could still have a very big future behind the plate despite some early questions in his minor league career. They really like the progress they've seen, and we saw obviously he hit a little bit.
And so could Abreu. That ball is long gone. So Abreu, against his former White Sox team, puts a run on the board. It's 3-1 Yanks. They saw at the beginning of the bat, Abreu did acknowledge Rodon. They played together with the White Sox for years. And then he acknowledged him with that swing.
Well, Abreu, a big part of the Astros' hopes moving forward into postseason, getting him going.
Train on the tracks above the Crawford boxes. He's allowed 11 home runs in 38 and 2/3 innings this season, 12 in all of last year in 178 innings pitched. Now, one thing that we should note, he pitched last year in a very pitcher-friendly ballpark, too, in San Francisco.
No doubt about it. And when you look at his pitches, really the last piece of the puzzle is just command. All the characteristics are all there. Velocity, the spin rate, all the metrics are there. The problem is that the location. Didn't quite bury that one down and in as Abreu cuts him off with a pass. That ended up 406 feet away, so no cheapie there. Sometimes pitchers are so consumed, Michael, when you're coming back off the IL, as Rodon was for the majority of the year, getting your arm strength back, showing that the velocity's there, the stuff is there. The last piece of the puzzle is command of all that stuff. Rodon's shown that he's healthy again. As I said before, all of the metrics are there, except for the command, location. He's always had a high-low game, a high fastball and a low slider.
And there's the high fastball. And down goes Diaz.
Well, this is where he lives, and this sets up everything else. Some good life. 96 miles an hour with a little riding action on it.
0-1 on Pena. 1-1. That one is ripped down the left field line. It is a base hit. It'll go up against the big scoreboard as Pena has himself a double.
It's another slider. You can see this one. Wells is kind of setting up down the middle, maybe even inching away just a bit with his target. That one ends up middle in. Little vibration, didn't quite crush it, but he did get the angle on the pitch. Was able to get it down the line.
Here's Jake Myers. And there's a strike. Eight batters face 4 first pitch strikes for Rodon. Fouled away. Well, this is one of those days you're just thrilled that the Astros built their retractable dome. It is like super, super hot. A high today of 104. Tomorrow expected to be 106.
It's so hot that we need polos inside.
That's right. One and two. Big crowd on hand at Minute Maid Park. Don't know if it's a sellout, but it's pretty darn close for this Friday of Labor Day weekend. Fly ball. Dominguez makes the play. Tagging and going to third is Pena. The throw cut off by Volpe. So Myers with a fly ball to Jason Dominguez for the second out.
Get a look at Dominguez's arm strength here. Not sure he really airs this out, but he is a 5-tool guy, and the 5th tool is his throwing arm. It's a nice, easy little motion there. Just staying loose.
Runner third, 2 men out. Here's Maldonado. 0-1. Well, Judge makes everybody look small. But Dominguez, Judge is 6'7", 6'8". Dominguez, what would you say, 5'9"? Meredith, you stood next to him. What do you think?
Probably a generous 5'9", Michael.
Yeah.
He's a little on the shorter side. But built. As we know, incredibly strong. You saw him drive that ball out.
Taller than Altuve.
Altuve's what, 5'6"?
On a good day. One and two. He was taking the BP between Judge and Stanton. He was part of that group. Pretty good group. And the 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. On the number 9 hitter, the catcher, Martin Maldonado. (3-1) Yankees. We're in the bottom of the second. Well, Rodon wanted that call. He took a step toward the Yankee dugout on the third base side, but Nick Glenn said no.
Well, watch where the glove is and where it ends up. Is you got to reach for it and then try to bring it back because it's just off the plate in.
And the 3-2. High pop-up. LeMahieu makes the call on the catch, and that'll do it. Here in the second, a home run by Abreu has put the Astros on the board. We go to the third. 3-1 Yanks. Global coverage cam. Jason Dominguez, the first swing in the big leagues, a home run, setting off a celebration of his family, and then Austin Wells in his first big league at bat. Mom and dad and families, they also celebrate. Each one has the baseball. We know Wells has the baseball. I'm sure they have to negotiate for the baseball for Dominguez.
Well, Michael, there's good news. Houston security did a nice thing. They got the ball back, gave it to Yankee security, so he does have that home run ball to save for him and give to or keep, put wherever he wants. It's recovered.
Good stuff. 0-1 unjudged. Judge grounded out to third in the first. That was a base hit to left field. So a leadoff single for Aaron Judge.
It's another ho-hum 106-mile-an-hour line drive from Aaron Judge. Consistently hits the ball harder than anybody in the big leagues. On the barrel.
Anthony Volpe swings at a high fastball, 0-1. And a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Yeah, you watch Verlander, and the first pitch was a fastball, 92 miles an hour. But the thing that makes him one of the elite, in the sixth inning, seventh inning, all of a sudden out of nowhere, he could throw 97 miles an hour. He saves something in that tank.
He does. He's mixing it up now more than ever before at 40 years old. Probably 50-50 fastball to breaking balls. More sliders than curveballs, but he does throw an occasional changeup. But it's almost flip a coin now between fastball and off speed for Verlander, who was at one point the best fastball pitcher in the game. Threw it almost 65-70% of the time.
Well, we remember in Mike Messina's final season when he won 20 games, his fastball was nothing like it was in his glory days, but he said you have to throw it more and throw it inside. So just because the velocity is not what it once was. Doesn't mean you can't use it.
It's a great point. Command becomes even more important.
2-2. Foul back to the screen.
Thing that makes Verlander unique and always has is his style of pitching. His release point is higher than anybody else's in the game, almost 7 feet off the ground, his window on the release point. He's not a long stride extension guy, but he's coming out of the sky with his release point.
So Volpe has gone from 0-2 to full now. Chapman whispers into the ear of Judge at first. High fly ball, right center. Tucker's there to put it away. 1 out.
When he's coming at you, it's kind of a short stride. You know, he's not going for maximum extension. He's getting down that front leg, locking it out, and then releasing it right over the top. That's 7 feet off the ground when it comes out of his hand. Average major league pitcher is closer to 6 feet.
Stanton fouls it back.
That's all hitters are trying to pick up, that window on that release point. Verlander always been very unique in that regard.
Verlander has faced 13 batters, started 10 of them off with a strike. Driven deep to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is long gone. A monster home run by Stanton, and it's 5-1 Yankees. Did that get to the window?
I think it did.
Well, that's going to bring up Dominguez. What does he do for an encore? Well, he lines one to left field, and it's going to be caught by Alvarez. So he hit it really hard, but right at the left fielder Alvarez for out number 2.
By the time that lands, Michael, it's about 433 feet away. He knew it the minute he hit it. Short porch here in left field at Minute Maid. That's out everywhere.
IKF takes low and away, 1-0. 21st home run for Stanton. The amazing thing about his power, David, he would admit to you he's not having a good season. He could end up with 30 home runs.
Yeah, just messing around, right?
Yeah.
In an injury-plagued season. 112 miles an hour, 433 feet.
1-2 on IKF. Let's see, window or not? Yes, window. Swing and a miss. Palapa down on strikes. But this 2-run home run by Giancarlo Stanton, it hit the window. In the neighborhood, you go, Ma, I'm coming home. 6-year free agent contract, and one of the reasons is they realize that the road to the World Series, you're probably going to run into the Astros. Dubon in his first at bat after taking over for Altuve hits a fly ball to right, and they got Rodon because you know what, he pitches great against the Astros in 8 starts, 2.39 over 6 innings to start. They hit 217 against him. And doesn't allow many home runs. So 2 earned runs or fewer in 7 of those starts. One of the big reasons. And he pitches really well here at Minute Maid. And there's a strike to Bregman.
So if you're looking ahead to next year, a potential Yankees rotation, you want to see Rodon obviously finish strong this year. Then you have Cole and Rodon, just like you thought you were going to have. And then maybe Nestor, maybe Michael King.
Clark Schmidt will be in the mix.
Clark Schmidt certainly deserves it as he's pitched well. You can never have enough starters, but as you're trying to revamp this rotation.
Well, King certainly wants it. He wants to start.
King wants it, and Brito and Vasquez as well have both been up and down all year long.
Vasquez also called up today by the Yanks as each team was able to expand their roster by 2 players to 28, 1 pitcher and 1 position player.
I think it's the right thing to do for the Yankees. It's find out time. It's not just about your young rookies playing in the positions out in the field. It's about your pitching staff.
Three-two on Bregman. Popped up to the middle of the diamond in the first. The catch was made by LeMahieu right around the mound. And there's a walk with 1 out. First walk issued by Rodon. He's hit a batter, giving up 2 hits, including the home run to his former teammate Abreu. So here is Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez missed 39 games with a right oblique strain. So the Astros have had their share of adversity this year. Alvarez missed a lot of time. Altuve, 2 separate stints on the IL. Now you wonder why he had to leave the game today. Michael Brantley just came back this week. He'd been out since last year, and they've lost a lot of their pitching as well. But right now they're essentially tied with the Mariners for the top of the American League West. And also, they just swept the Red Sox in 3 games at Fenway. And this, I couldn't believe the stat. First time this organization has ever done that in history.
At Fenway.
Yeah. Fouled away. Astros right now on a 5-game winning streak after having lost 6 of their previous 8 before that. And while all this is going on, Texas Rangers can't buy a win, and the Mariners can't suffer a loss. Swing and a miss. Alvarez down on strikes.
Well, this is the wipeout slider that Rodon is known for. You can see as it's a strike for a long time and then just disappears at the last minute. See Alvarez waving at it, missing it by almost 6 inches.
There's a strike to Tucker. inside. Tucker struck out in the first inning. 1-1 count here in the third. Yankees lead 5-1. High fly ball, deep left center. Going back, Pereira on the track at the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. Scoring easily is Bregman. Stopping at second with an RBI double is Tucker, and it's 5-2 Yanks.
Well, fastball ends up middle, and Tucker just unleashes on it. Slight inside-out swing, but launched. Start you bouncing around the chain link fence out there at the 366 marker, and that's trouble. Going to be an easy RBI double for Tucker.
98th ribby for Tucker. Here's Abreu. And a strike. Abreu, 36 years old, first year of a 3-year, $58.5 million free agent deal with the Astros. Won the American League MVP in 2020. Won the Rookie of the Year in 2014. So his numbers are not what he wants them to be. Certainly is not a failure, and obviously he has a lot of time to make it right. But 9 very productive years with the White Sox. This a little off.
Took him a long time to hit his first home run this year as a member of the Astros. When he finally hit it, he sprinted around the bases as fast as he could run. Quite a celebration in the Astros dugout, but really since June 1st, he's hit 10 home runs, so he's been a lot better lately. But still not normal Abreu numbers, as you said, Michael.
Upstairs, 1-2. Runner at second. Yankees up by 3, bottom of the third. Just spoils that one. Hits a hard line drive into the seats.
Well, if you're judging from the first at bat, he caught up to a slider. He swung and missed at fastball. So if you're going to throw a slider, you better bury it or go upstairs with your heater.
Runner goes, swing and a foul ball back to the screen. Tucker got a good jump there. Yankees have 5 hits, the Astros 3. Yankees have 3 home runs. Foul back here. And into the Yankee radio booth, right between Justin Shackle and Susan Waldman. That booth has had a target on it all year. Susan just retrieved the ball and gave it to a fan. High fly ball. Pereira is there, and he puts it away for the final out. Yankees give up a run on 1 hit, 1 man left. Let's go to the 4th. Just 2 runs on 3 hits. Austin Wells will lead it off now in 96 games in the minors. He had 240, 17 homers, 72 ribbies, an OPS of 775. That's at all 3 levels, A, AA, and AAA. And in his first big league at bat, he lined a single to right center field off of Justin Verlander. So both kids put one in the scrapbook and into the box score. A home run by Dominguez and a single by Wells. How about Wells and Rodon? They kind of lookalikes.
Yes, right.
Same mustache.
The stash.
Yeah. Drops a breaking ball in there for a strike. Now, before the game, Aaron Boone said Dominguez is going to play every day. And he said Wells is going to play an awful lot. I mean, you still have 2 other catchers, and you want to find out about Rortvedt as well. But Dominguez is the center fielder, especially with Harrison Bader claimed off waivers by the Reds.
Yeah, as disappointed as Harrison Bader was, the New York kid from Bronxville, he gets a chance to play. It's his free agent year, so that's what he needs. He needs a chance to showcase his abilities.
High pop-up.
What's going to happen here?
Pena makes the play in front of Dubon. It did show you in the interview that he did with Meredith in the visiting clubhouse at Comerica how much it meant to be a Yankee, and he said that will never be taken away. Even talking about it, David, he got really choked up.
Yeah, understandable. I know what it's like to play for your hometown team, and when your hometown is New York, that's a big deal.
Here's Pereira. So with the call-ups today, Pereira's kind of a grizzled veteran. He reached on a fielder's choice. That was in the second. One and one. Well, the Yankees will find out a lot in this month over the final 28 games, including this one. Are these kids part of next year? How much a part of the future are they? And they'll find out a lot more watching them play up here, David, than they would have if they kept them down in the minors. And we saw a little bit of this in 2016. That was the era of the baby bombers. That one is drilled deep to left center field. Giving chase is Myers, and he's getting the plate off the wall. Pereira is hustling to second. Thought about 3, but stops right there with a double. He hit a booming double high off that wall, off that fence in left center.
Well, nice adjustment after swinging through the previous fastball. This one's down just a little bit, and he hammers it. We know Pereira's got some bat speed and some pop. It's 102 miles an hour off his bat and just laced in the gap, just above the belt. So he made a nice adjustment on Verlander's fastball.
So here's Peraza. Swings through the fastball, 95 miles an hour. Ground ball left side, backhanded by Pena. Fires to first. Just got him. Just got him. That's Peraza flying down the line. And Pereira stays put at second. Yankees will take a look.
So will we. On the backhand side, you could see Pena opts for just trying to get rid of it quickly rather than trying to plant and throw. On the move. Looks like a good call. Good play, good call.
Credit to Paul Clemens, first base up.
And good hustle.
Bang, bang. So Pereira now at second with 2 outs, and here is DJ LeMahieu. And a strike. Oh and 2. And the pitch. 1 and 2.
One of the things DJ LeMahieu's talked about in his recent kind of hot streak since the All-Star break is talking to Sean Casey about particular mechanics, including how you get started. He looks so much looser now with his bat waggle, and how you start your swing is so important for most hitters. The little loading mechanism that you get kind of really into baseball talk or mechanical talk that only guys that have been in that batter's box can talk about. And that's where experience comes into play. And what Sean Casey brings as a hitting coach, and you see his last at bat, that's the old DJ LeMahieu. Very loose and relaxed hands, tension free, which increases bat speed. The harder you try to swing the bat, the slower your bat speed is. The difference between quick and fast.
Strike 3. LeMahieu down looking. So Verlander survives the double by Pereira. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings head to Philly, take on Jalen Hurts and the NFC champion Eagles. It's only on Thursday, and it's only on Prime. Yankees lead 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here on Prime. Yano Diaz fouls it away.
Was Cousins the guy, the quarterback with the line, "You like that? You like that?"
Yep.
That was great. You like that, Kay? You like that?
Oh and 2. (5-2) Yankees lead. If you just joined us, I mean, what are you doing? The Martian in his first at bat, Jason Dominguez hits a 2-run home run the other way into the Crawford boxes off of Justin Verlander. We've seen home runs by DJ LeMahieu to right field. as Diaz down on strikes. We've seen a 2-run home run by Giancarlo Stanton off the windows right down the left field line. It has been that sort of night, but right now, obviously, the baseball world will be talking about the 20-year-old center fielder in his first big league swing hitting a home run.
Yeah. You like that, Yankee fans?
He likes that.
He liked it. His family liked it.
One and 0. Driven deep to left field. On the run is Pereira. And that ball is caught. Went into the corner and he made the catch for the second out.
He had a little hitch in his giddy-up going over there, but a great recovery. Not a lot of room over there between the foul line and the wall.
Here's Myers. One and 0.
A rare changeup from Rodon right there, and a good one.
Would his life be a little bit easier with a third pitch? I know his 2 pitches are really good, but usually starters have 3.
Yeah, I think moving forward, too, as this contract unfolds, it could serve him well. Can get some easy outs that way, some ground balls, put it in play, soft contact. There's a lot of at-bats. When you're a high fastball pitcher, there's a lot of at-bats where hitters will foul off a lot of pitches, and you'll have trouble putting them away, whereas nice little changeup, and they'll hit a little ground ball to shortstop for you. Make life a little easier at times.
Well, you can see they've made him work, so his pitch count's up there. He's at 83 pitches, 2 outs into the 4th inning. Maldonado on deck.
This is sort of the pitching philosophies that have clashed. You know, the new school pitching philosophy is identify your best pitch and throw it over and over again. Sort of a redundant pitching philosophy strategy. The old school strategy would be what we just talked about. Hey, mix it up a little bit more. Throw your changeup in there just to give him a different look. Nowadays, with analytics, identifying every pitch, the spin rate, the quality of every pitch. If it's not a high quality pitch, there's a tendency just to not throw it as much. Stay away from it. You know, my theory is it doesn't have to be high quality. It just gives a different look. 3 different ways to get hitters out: east and west, north and south, and front to back. And the changeup gives you that front to back weapon. Change of speeds.
High fly ball, shallow left center. And Dominguez calls off Pereira. As Rodon retires the Astros in order, we go to the 5th. Lights, two guys with football numbers have been the stars. Dominguez, his first swing results in a home run. And then Austin Wells said, give me some of that, as he singles off of Justin Verlander. An auspicious beginning for the Yankee kids. A couple of souvenir balls and a couple of big moments for the Yankee organization. Now it's time for the American Express fourth inning recap as the Yankees lead 5-2. Rodon 4 innings, 3 hits, 86 pitches. Verlander 4 innings, 6 hits, and 67 pitches. And he has allowed 5 runs. Judge swings at the first pitch and lofts it high and deep to left center field. That one is long gone. See ya! A monster shot by Judge. And the Yankees lead 6-2. '30th home run.
Yes. In abbreviated action this year. Still dropped 30. About took out the train conductor up there on the train.
Popped up. Backing up Abreu. He makes the play to retire Volpe.
This one was high and far, Michael, on a slider right there, and he just demolishes it from this angle. That's a long way up there to the train. Choo choo. Where is the conductor? I didn't see the conductor. He wasn't up there.
That was no token shot.
Yes.
Might be up there with the oranges.
Well, there he is. Yeah, he's there.
Also, did you notice, David, when Judge got to second, he's not very demonstrative, but he was pointing out there. I don't know why he did that. He usually doesn't, but there was something on his mind. So the Yankees have brought the power to Houston. 4 home runs in this game. So that was his 250th home run. He's the fastest to 250 all time in Major League Baseball. 45 games quicker than Ryan Howard got to that number.
That's 110.5 miles an hour off the bat. That's the look of a man who knows it. By the time it lands, it's 426 feet away.
Now stands at 399 homers, and he swings and misses for the second out.
Beautiful on-plane swing from Aaron Judge.
So here is Dominguez. He has 1 home run in his career. That came in the first inning. Grounded sharply up the middle. Right there is Pena. And that will do it. But Judge with a milestone home run. Hits number 250. Up against the train in left center field. He pointed to where it landed. And when it did land, the Yankees are up by 4. They celebrate their 75th Old Timers Day, presented by Fresh Direct. Arrive early and see your favorite Yankee legends put on the pinstripes again. Highlighted this year by the return of Derek Jeter and most of the 1998 World Champion Yankees. Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets today at Yankees.com. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and the pitch to Maldonado is low, 1-0. So Judge with his 30th home run of the season, 250th of his career. Fastest in big league history to get to that number in terms of games played. High fly ball, center field. Dominguez back, and in front of the track, he puts it away for the first out of the fifth. Yankees have had 29 homers in the last 12 games. They had 28 in the previous 25 games. And that's always been their secret sauce. When they hit home runs, they win, and when they don't win. Here's Mauricio Dubon. Popped up on the right side. LeMahieu, out number 2. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Yankees at MLBshop.com. Well, the Astros helping Rodon out here in the fifth by jumping early in the count. Here's Bregman. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And the lefty deals. Dropped the slider in there for a strike. One and one. Randy Vasquez called up today. He's getting ready. Popped up. Shallow right field. Judge is there. 1-2-3 inning for Rodon, who's retired the last 7 in a row. Through 5, 6-2 Yanks. Acuna Jr. having an unbelievable year, 30 home runs, 60 stolen bases. First player in Major League history to reach those two milestones in the same season. Guardians picked up $3 million in waiver salaries to make a run, and Josh Donaldson signed a minor league deal with the Brewers. Milwaukee comes into Yankee Stadium. Be interesting to see if Donaldson is active and the kind of reception that he'll get. Rodon, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He threw 92 pitches.
I think the Guardians surprised everybody, right? With that waiver claim, 5 games back and under 500. Get the feeling that that's a rule that's going to be discussed moving forward in the future.
Yes. Between innings, Carlos Rodon says good job to the young catcher with the same mustache.
They had actually worked together before on Rodon's rehab assignment. I think Meredith told us about that earlier. And Rodon had high praise for Wells, the way he handled him, the way he called pitches, the way he received them.
There's a fair ball inside first. Tucker fields, and he'll hold IKF to a leadoff single here in the 6th.
Little slider breaking away, and he hit it away. Just stayed on that pitch.
So Kanifa at first, Wells at the plate. First round draft pick in 2020 out of the University of Arizona. And both of his parents played sports at Arizona. His dad, Greg, played on the baseball team, and his mom, Michelle, did gymnastics and later became the marketing director for the San Diego Padres. They are both here, and they both saw their son, Austin, single in his first at bat against Justin Verlander. That looks like he could play now. Coming into this season, Baseball America ranked Wells 94th on their top 100 prospects list, and also they named him the best power hitter in the Yankees minor league system. David, as a big league pitcher, how tough was it to pitch to a guy that you'd never seen before, other than some scouting reports?
It's all about rhythm and flow, waiting, constantly waiting for the right pitch to be called. A different ball game nowadays with PitchCom, and everything's electronic.
But were you at a disadvantage because you had not seen that hitter?
Generally, the advantage goes to the pitcher when you're facing each other for the first time. But working as a pitcher and a catcher together, I think that the trick there is the pitcher can call his own game now. He should wear the PitchCom device. You know, as I said before, it's a whole different game now for pitchers and catchers and that relationship of signal calling.
Hit sharply to short. There's one. On the first, it's a double play. Well struck, but Pena positioned perfectly.
Well, you're right on the button. As the rookies have all had good at-bats and swung the bat very well.
Here's Pereira. And a strike. Dropped the slider in there. Pereira doubled to left center against Verlander in the 4th inning. You would think with Dominguez and Wells being called up, it takes some of the spotlight and the pressure off of Pereira. Everybody's looking at those guys now, and there's not that much emphasis on, gee, what's he going to do today? And he can just play his game.
It's an excellent point, as he's going to get his opportunities the rest of the way. I think what he's shown so far is he's got a quick bat. He's got some pop. He can hit a fastball, but he's been kind of exposed on breaking stuff. So the book on Pereira coming up was he could hit left-handed Major League pitching right now. Can he handle the righties as far as an everyday role goes?
High pop up toward the roof here at Minute Maid. And Pena makes the catch when it finally comes down, and the Yankees don't score in the sixth. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. Of the sixth, Carlos Rodon's night is over as the Yankees make the Wendy's call to the bullpen. And Randy Vasquez will be first out of the pen as Rodon gave them 5 innings. This will be the 6th game for Vasquez. He has 4 starts. He's pitched well.
Really good slider. If you're ranking his pitches and his stuff, his fastball's got some movement, about average-ish in terms of velocity and quality, but that slider well above average. Rodon finishes with 92 pitches, 61 strikes, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 homer.
It'll be 3-4-5 in the Astros order. Now, some urgency for the Astros as they see the Mariners are trailing the Mets 2-1 late in that game at Citi Field. Let's take a look at the NerdWallet smart moves from the Yankees bullpen. They used a lot of the bullpen in the 10-inning game against the Tigers yesterday. You would say they probably stay away from Middleton and would like to stay away from Hamilton. Everybody else available. And just like that, Alvarez gets plunked. Second time he's been hit in this game. Not feeling too good.
Just no way to get out of the way either. A cut fastball that's chasing him. Right in the back of the leg, back of the knee.
All right, so David, the tough question. When your star got hit, because we've heard this a lot with Pete Alonso and the Mets, been hit 17 times this year, the Mets have not retaliated. Did a manager have to tell you, or did you know I have to do this?
Generally, you kind of knew that there were situations where I did have a manager tell me.
Hammered foul.
But there's different situations where you know. I mean, you got a young kid out there who's not a lot of experience. The difference between intentional and reckless and sending a message.
I'm not sure. Was that a pitch clock violation? No, they just reset the clock. Count 0-1 on the foul ball. One and one.
I never liked the whole, you hit my guy, I'm going to hit one of your guys. But what I would do was pitch inside more, knock guys off the plate. There's a way to use it as a weapon rather than just, okay, we're going to hit you now. You hit our star, we're going to hit your star. I never liked that strategy. I always liked holding that card in my back pocket, continually pitching in, pushing guys off the plate.
Well, that was your indoctrination in spring training as a kid, right?
Yes, Dick Hauser, the late great Dick Hauser, was the manager of the Royals at the time and came down to me and told me, you throw the first pitch as hard as you can behind his head. And of course, me wide-eyed and not knowing how to react, he said, don't hit him, but throw it over his head behind him.
Slow roller, RKF, fires to first to get Tucker as Alvarez moves to second.
So I thought, this is the big leagues. This is what you do, right?
So did you follow orders, or did you?
I followed orders, but I threw it up to the press box. You would have caught it up here. I was so nervous.
Coming up for the Yankees in the seventh, Peraza, LeMahieu, and Judge, 9-1-2. Pitch to Abreu is a strike. Abreu with a home run in the second and a fly ball to left in the third. Oh and 2. That's Verlander's night so far. 88 pitches in the 6 innings he's pitched. 8 hits, 6 runs. 4 of the hits home runs. Did you ever get a distance on the Judge home run?
Yeah, I think it was like a little under 430, 426, I believe. 110.5 miles an hour. Definitely a Ray Guy shot. That was up there high with some hang time.
Driven to left field. Going back is Pereira, and he makes the play right in front of the big scoreboard for the second out. Well, it's a final at Citi Field as the Mets beat Seattle 2-1. So an opportunity for the Astros to move into sole possession of first place. They have not been there all year, but they're down 6-2 here in the bottom of the sixth. Here's Yainer Diaz. And a breaking ball strike from Vasquez.
Yankees had a lot of good swings off of Verlander tonight. Not just the home runs that he gave up. Some of the atom balls, too. Including from Wells and Dominguez in their other at-bats.
Breaking ball, no bite.
The Yankees' expected batting average tonight off of Verlander, 329, based on the quality of contact.
One and 2. Still 1-2. Bottom of the 6th inning. Home runs by Judge and Stanton and LeMahieu. But the one that got Yankee fans buzzing, Jason Dominguez, goes the other way in his first big league swing and hits it into the Crawford boxes for a home run. Line drive, it's a base hit past the diving Volpe. Alvarez just moves to third. It's a single for Diaz, and first and third with 2 men out.
Well, Diaz has had a really good year, and this ball's up and out over the plate. High slider. And Diaz laces at the left field. I think most people around Houston feel like that guy is the next future catcher, everyday catcher for the Astros. And if it weren't for Maldonado's relationship with some of the Astros veteran pitchers, he'd be catching every day anyway right now.
So Matt Blake will go out and talk with Randy Vasquez. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Here's Jeremy Pena. Pena, the ALCS MVP and the World Series MVP last year. And that was all after taking over for Carlos Correa, who left as a free agent. There's a strike. For some reason he's using Johnny Brito's glove. One and two.
Well, you mentioned the bullpen workload. That's kind of why he's here, Vasquez, to do a piggyback with Rodon, who was going to be on a pitch count anyway.
Well, Vasquez was supposed to start last night. He was pulled before the game as the Yankees had that plan in mind. Alvarez at third. Diaz is at first. 2 men out. We're in the 6th. It's 6-2. Yankees lead. Really making Vasquez work. Jake Myers is on deck. Yankees 6 runs on 8 hits. Astros 2 runs on 4 hits. Pena putting together a tough at bat. 1 and 2.
See where Vasquez starts on the rubber, all the way on the third base side, slightly closed and lands slightly closed. So that creates excellent angles right there. That setup for his breaking ball, the sweeper, curveball on right-handed batters.
Another foul ball.
It's kind of the old school way of teaching right-handed pitchers. Get all the way over, try to start that breaking ball right at the right-handed batters. Try to get them to freeze. So the angle he's creating could potentially be an advantage.
2-2.
See, they're slightly closed all the way over, and lands closed too. All that creates deception and angles for that breaking ball.
Tap slowly to second base. Peraza gets the out, and that'll do it as the Astros will strand 2, and we'll go to the 7th inning. Yankees return to prime on Monday, September 11th to take on the Boston Red Sox. Watch as the Yanks go head-to-head with Rafael Devers and Boston. Don't miss a minute of the Yankees. Coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern, only on Prime Video. We are going to go to the 7th inning, and the Yankees have seen the last of Justin Verlander as Phil Maton takes over his 56th game. You see his numbers. So a rough outing for Verlander, giving up 4 home runs to the Yankees. And in 36 starts, including the postseason against the Yankees, 15-9, 3.06 for Verlander. So this was not his typical start. 9-1-2 in the Yankees order, starting with Oswald Peraza. Popped up. Abreu, 1 pitch, 1 out. So here's LeMay, who started the game with a home run the other way off of Verlander, so somewhat of a portent of things to come. Yeah, breaking ball strike. You know, we talked about Old Timers Day earlier, and that's coming up on September 9th to honor 25th anniversary of the Yankees' great 1998 team. And in that season, that was the year where David Wells pitched the perfect game. And on this date in 1998, he almost pitched the second perfect game. Retired the first 20 Oakland A's until Jason Giambi singled up the middle with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Grounded to third. Bregman gets LeMahieu. And you know, after that perfect game that he pitched in May, David, I think he was the best pitcher in baseball.
I agree. He led that 98 staff all the way through the postseason. He was the one guy that could really hand it to Cleveland, too. The Cleveland Indians at that point had a really great lineup, but their switch hitters were better left-handed than right-handed, so Wells turned them around. Robbie Alomar was better left-handed than right. Vizquel at shortstop as well. Wells could really neutralize them and Tomey.
Now, I had a good relationship with David. I don't think he fibbed to me that often, but after that second almost perfect game, he said he didn't want to do it. He said it was too much the first time. He couldn't have handled it if he did it again. I think he would have accepted it, though.
Yeah, that's eyewash.
It's a crap ball at third. So they retire Judge. Yankees go down in order. Time for the 7th inning stretch here in Houston. 6-2 Yanks. Recap, 6-8-0 for the Yanks, 2-4-0 for the Astros. Big story, obviously Dominguez 2-run home run. Judge's 250th career home run and the fastest time in big league history. And the Yankees lead by 4. And the first pitch of the bottom of the 7th is grounded to short by Myers. 1 away. So here is Maldonado. Ryan Stanek is up. So Maldonado's hitting 186. Now he does have 11 home runs and 28 ribbies, but they couldn't care less that he's hitting under 200 because his value is the way he handles the pitchers. Verlander loves pitching to him, and when Garrett Cole was here, loved to pitch to him.
It really comes down to feel and pitch calling. Because as far as his framing numbers go, he's at the bottom of the pack.
Yep.
In terms of metrics now. How much weight you put into that depends on how you view the game in today's modern analytics, but his framing numbers are 55th out of 61 catchers ranked this year. So we know he's got a good arm. We know he calls a good game. It's really about the comfort level he has with the veteran pitchers. As we mentioned before, Diaz, the other catcher on the roster, is having a bang-up year with 19 homers. He's ready to be the everyday guy.
Pop behind the plate and out of play. Loaizaga getting ready. And down goes Maldonado, 2 away here in the 7th. One shot, overtime elite follows the next generation of stars as they battle to make it to the next level of their professional basketball careers. Watch the 6-part docuseries September 5th, only on Prime Video. So Altuve was in the leadoff spot, as he always is, and he left after the first inning. They say he has a left leg contusion. This is the third at bat for Dubon, who's 0 for 2 with a fly ball right, foul out to first. Here's where the injury likely occurred. It looked like it got him on the shin.
Yeah, more of the shin.
The announced crowd of 41,066, 17th sellout of the season. Now Wandy gets up. Swing and a miss. 1-2-3 inning for Randy Vasquez. He retires the Astros in order, and we go to the 8th. Power to Houston against the power pitcher. First off, DJ LeMahieu. Then the youngster, Jason Dominguez, goes the other way. His first big league swing, his first home run. Then Austin Wells said, I'll have some, and he singles against Verlander. And then Stanton tries to crack a window, and Judge tries to knock over a train. All of that tonight as the Yankees lead 6-2 as we go to the 8th. 6-8-0 for the Yanks, 2-4-0 for the Astros. New pitcher for the Astros to pitch the 8th inning. It's Ryan Stanek. His 51st game. More than a strikeout per inning. He's allowed 6 home runs in 46 2/3. Now he's going to face Volpe, Stanton, and Dominguez.
Stanek's always had a good fastball. Always been a strikeout pitcher.
Volpe 0 for 3. And there's a strike. fly ball, right center. Tucker for out number 1. And that'll bring up Giancarlo Stanton. We get a chance to take a look at the spectrum exit velocity on that home run. John Sterling would say, Stantonian.
Yes.
Chopped right to Bregman. 2 outs. Got to bring up Dominguez. You know, his at-bats have taken place so quickly, we haven't had a chance to tell you what we'll tell you over the next maybe 20 years. Jason Dominguez is named after Jason Giambi. His dad, who's here, loved Jason Giambi, his favorite player. He named his son Jason, just added an extra S. And he's called the Martian because his talent is out of this world. And he's been named the Martian since he was a kid. Not exactly an old man right now. But what a way to break into the big leagues.
It's so hard to project a 16-year-old kid, but a lot of scouts who saw him thought he was the best prospect they ever saw. Hence the Martian. It's hard to get scouts to sort of agree on anything, but it was universal with Jason Dominguez that this 16-year-old was the best 16-year-old in the world when he was signed.
Yankees have some pretty good switch hitting center fielders. Mickey Mantle, Bernie Williams. As Dominguez skies one to left center. Myers puts it away, and Stanek returns the Yankees in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. League stars Scoot Henderson and Gabe York in Destination NBA, a G League odyssey. Watch now on Prime Video. Well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. New Yankee pitcher in a 6-2 game is going to be the left-hander, Wandy Peralta. Bregman, Alvarez, and Tucker for the Astros. Wandy, as usual, seen a lot of action, 57 games. So Rodon went 5. Randy Vasquez went 2. And now with lefties coming up, they go to Peralta. But first he has to deal with the righty Bregman. People must have dinner reservations today. That one's popped up. Everybody jumping on the first pitch. One down. Now Loizaga back up. Alvarez has been hit by a pitch twice, sandwiched around a strikeout. The 2-0. 2-1. Three and one on Alvarez with Tucker on deck. Chop foul. So the count goes full.
Wandy Peralta known for that changeup. Kind of a power changeup in the upper 80s, low 90s. This sinker's no joke either. 97 miles an hour with his fastball. When he throws it in good spots, it's really good.
And that one inside. So Alvarez on base for the third time tonight. So Tucker's 1 for 3. RBI double left center field in the third. Struck out in the first and grounded to third in the sixth. Yankees lead 6-2, bottom of the eighth inning at Minute Maid Park. There's a strike, just clipped the outside corner. 1-1. Inside, 2-1.
Wandy Peralta is tough on left-handed batters, but almost in an unconventional way. It's more with that changeup down and in, as opposed to a big sweeping breaking ball.
There's a change that David's talking about, 2-2.
Gets the call right there. Big swing pitch. 3-1 to 2-2.
Swing and a miss on the slider. As Tucker down on strikes. Well, Boone's going to start matching up now. So he gets Wandy to face the two lefties.
Excellent sequence here from Wandy Peralta. You see Tucker's not looking for that slider. Down and away. Big strikeout.
So Loizaga will come on to face Abreu. Runner on first. 2 men out. Peralta's day is done. Still going here in the bottom of the eighth. Astros play the second game of this 3-game set here in Houston. Coverage begins at 6 with Audi batting practice in the pregame. Then first pitch is scheduled for shortly after 7 on Yes and streaming on the Yes app. And remember, Yes will have complete post-game coverage after the final out of tonight's game right here on Prime. Look at downtown Houston. Rockets play over there, and right here the Astros are playing, and Jonathan Loáisiga comes on, 4th Yankee pitcher, to face the dangerous Jose Abreu. Upstairs. Jonathan was the hard luck loser yesterday as Gleyber Torres threw one away as the pivot man in a double play, allowing him to run a score in the 10th inning, and the Tigers salvaged the final game of the 4-game set in Detroit. Another long road trip for the Yankees. They lost 2 out of 3 in St. Pete against the Rays. Then they took the first 3 against the Tigers, lost the last game yesterday. So at this point, they are having a decent road trip. A win tonight would assure them 5 wins out of the 10, but having greater aspirations.
You know, I thought that play yesterday, you know, the one you're talking about where Gleyber threw the ball away, I thought Jonathan Loáisiga could have made a better throw. He kind of threw it down and kind of hung Gleyber out a little bit. You know, Mel Stoudemire and I used to talk about it all the time, you know, ball back to the pitcher, you got to hit him in the chest. You got to give the turn guy a chance. And he made Gleyber reach down and in just a little bit. It wasn't the best of throws.
Fly ball. Shallow right, backing up Peraza. He makes the play, and that will do it here in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. We take it to the 9th. Yankees up by 4. Take a look at the box score. Home run by LeMahieu, home run by Judge, his 250th, 30th of the year. Stanton, home run against the window. And then Jason Dominguez, a 2-run home run, his first major league at bat in the first inning off Justin Verlander. Austin Wells singled in his first major league at bat the next inning, also against Verlander. To give you some perspective, Aaron Boone said when he was 20 years old, he was kicking the ball around at USC. And when Aaron Judge was 20 years old, he was a sophomore at Fresno State. And Dominguez is 20 years old, and he just hit a home run against Justin Verlander,
who's 40 years old.
Yep, half his age. He gave up a home run.
But Dominguez really had 4 good at-bats tonight. If you keep track of things like exit velocity and quality of contact. 100 miles an hour, 102, 90, and 97. Almost 98 miles an hour. So Small sample size, 4 at-bats. All solid contact on those at-bats. Above Major League average. If we're keeping track of that category in the big leagues, Aaron Judge averages 97.3 miles an hour off his bat. That's number 1, far and away. Matt Olson with the Braves is second in that category at 94.
Well, they're saying that it didn't hit him. Boone is saying, I want to challenge. It did hit him. So this will be the first challenge of the game to see if IKF actually did get hit.
The call on the field is a foul ball.
So the umpire thought it was a foul ball off the knob. I don't know from that replay if I saw enough to overturn it.
That was hard to tell right there.
Or is it on super shot?
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
Off the hand.
So Kunal looks like he started the inning by hitting IKF.
If you're going to get hit on the hand, that's one of the better places where it's close to the pad, where you have a little bit of cushion.
Field is overturned. The batter was hit by the pitch. New York will retain their challenge.
All right, so the challenge is successful. And you heard what Chad Fairchild said. The Yankees retain their challenge here in the 9th inning. And that brings up Wells. Wells 1 for 3. His first big league game. Can only imagine that Dominguez and Wells will not be sleeping tonight. First of all, they'll be on an adrenaline high. Then everybody that has ever met them and known them probably will be calling or texting. Their families are here, so they'll be celebrating with them. Runner goes. And the ball is not handled by Maldonado, so no throw. And a stolen base for Conifalefa.
Get another look. Maldonado in the squat position in case he has to throw. Ball scoots right underneath the glove.
Runner in scoring position for the rookie Wells. 3-0. Taking all the way 3-1. Sky the other way. Alvarez on the run, and he'll make the play as IKF goes back to second. So Wells 1 for 4 in his first big league game. And that brings up Pereira. Pereira 1 for 3. Double to left center field. Chopped slowly to third. Bregman gets Pereira. And IKF stays put at second, 2 down. There's Peraza, 0 for 3. 5 players in the Yankee lineup under the age of 24, or 24 and under. It's 1-0.
It's definitely a different energy and feel to this Yankees lineup.
Grounded to third. Bregman so smooth at third. And that'll do it here in the ninth. No runs, no hits, no errors, one man left. The Astros come up in the bottom of the ninth. On this road trip tomorrow night on Yes at 7:10, then ESPN at 7:10 on Sunday. Labor Day is an off day, then the Tigers coming to town, so they'll play the Tigers 7 times in 10 games, and then Milwaukee. Big games for the Brewers over the weekend. And Old Timers Day is September 9th. Coverage begins at 11:30 on Yes. Loizaga got the final out of the 8th, now out there for the 9th. He'll deal to Diaz. Ground ball to short. Is it me, David, or are there a lot of first pitch swinging in this game?
There is. From some guys that usually don't swing at first pitches either. Bregman especially.
Here's Jeremy Pena, doubled off of Rodon in the second, fouled out to left, and then rounded to second. And a strike. Right back to Loizaga. And the Astros down to their final out. We talked about Bregman at the plate. He's so smooth at third. He had 9 assists at third base today, and that's an Astros record.
Yeah, and made some slick plays, made some difficult plays look easy.
Here's Michael Brantley pinch hitting for Myers. And this, he's getting an ovation because it's his first game back since last year. Had shoulder surgery and did return against the Red Sox. He's going to be a threat for them in September with a nice left-handed bat. Pitch high. Over the last 4 years, the Astros have been a dominant team in the month of September, and they'll need it. With the Mariners playing the way they're playing now, they do catch a little bit of a break as Texas lost again. So they're bunched up within 1 game of each other. And we all thought, well, there's going to be 3 wild cards coming out of the East. Well, might be 2 wild cards coming out of the West.
Exactly.
2-1. Fly ball, shallow left on the run. Pereira, he's there, makes the play, and that'll do it. As the Yankees win this one 6-2, but the story's going to be about that young man, Jason Dominguez, a 2-run home run in his first swing in the big leagues against the future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it was dramatic. He had a really good night, good plate presence. Wells, the catcher, caught a good game back there for Rodon. Wasn't tested on his throwing arm, but nonetheless got his first big league hit out of the way as well. So a big night for the Yankees' young players.
And great experience for them, too. They're playing in the big leagues, not in the minors. They're playing in this series against a defending World Series champion. So you're really going to get a look at what they're about early. It doesn't mean it's the be-all, end-all, David, but you can tell a little something about people.
Yeah, this has been a hard place for the Yankees to win any time of year, especially postseason, as Yankee fans know. But maybe some fresh blood was the answer. At least in game one of this series, it was.
Well, with this victory, the Yankees pulled to within 3 of 500. They're 66 and 69 on the season, and the Astros go to 77 and 59. So a tough loss for the Astros, a big win for the Yankees with 4 home runs, one by Judge's 250th, a long home run by Stanton against the window right down the left field line. LeMahieu goes the other way to start off the game, and then the Dominguez home run, and that will go down in his memory book forever. And Meredith Marakovich is on the field with Jason Dominguez.
Thanks, Michael. Jason, how much added adrenaline was there when you stepped in the batter's box in the majors for the first time against a future Hall of Famer?
I didn't hear nothing. So,
¿Cuánta adrenalina, verdad? Tu primer turno al bate, te enfrenta a un lanzador que seguro va a ser el Salón de la Fama.
Definitivamente un poquito emocionado, pero a pesar de eso, bien contento, como yo había dicho anteriormente. O sea, para mí ese primer turno, ese primer paso en el field significa mucho.
Yeah, definitely excited, you know. Like you said, and like I mentioned before, it was going to be like that. You know, my first at bat, you know, the emotions were going to be there, taking the field, you know, and great experience, you know.
Can you describe the feeling when you barreled up that ball and you knew it had cleared the wall for your first Major League home run?
Yo golpeé la pelota y empecé a correr. Yo supe que la golpeé bien, pero cuando vi al coach de primera haciendo la señal como de jonrón, ahí fue que dije como que mierda, realmente pasó.
Yeah, I definitely felt, you know, that I put a good swing on that ball there, but I was just running, you know, and it wasn't until I saw our first base coach signaling that it was a home run, and that's when I knew it was a homer.
What was going through your mind when you were rounding the bases?
I mean, tú sabes, siempre hay un poquito de presión por ese primer hit y, I mean, quitarse eso y de esa manera, realmente emocionado.
You know, when you're looking for your first hit, you're going to feel a little bit of pressure, right, to get the first one, you know. So to do it that way, you know, just running the bases, you know, it feels like weight is off your shoulder and just really excited.
What will you remember most from tonight?
Definitely that homer.
Well put. Your parents liked it, too. I can't wait for you to see that video. Congratulations on an excellent debut, Jason.
Thank you.
Michael, we'll send it back up to you.
No translation needed. Definitely that homer. He will never forget it, and it's hard to wipe that grin off his face. I'd be smiling, too. 6-8-0 for the Yankees, 2-4-0 for the Astros, 231 it took. Rodon with the win, Verlander the loss. We talked about Dominguez's home run. Verlander won 6. And Judge, by the way, the fastest ever to 250 career home runs when he hit his 30th today. That's in 810 games. Much faster than Ryan Howard, who's number 2. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, Jared Bosnack, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Don't forget to join us next Monday as the Yankees take on the Red Sox from Fenway Park in Boston. Coverage begins at 6:30 on Prime, with first pitch coming just after 7. Now, for more coverage of tonight's game, tune into the Yes Network for the WB Mason postgame show. Again, the final score, Yankees 6, Astros 2. For David Cohn and Meredith Marakovich, I'm Michael K. saying see ya from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Have a good night, everybody. So long.